At times, I wonder why we're so bent as a species, is especially the more Western privileged parts of the world, where we're so bent on consumerism. If you don't know what that word means, consumerism, it's basically, as I know, as I understand, you can don't quote me on this, but it's basically when you just consume lots of things, when you buy lots of things, when you use lots of things, but in the end it's like stuff that it's not actually needed. It's just, the best example is just going online on Shane or on Temu and just buying random shit, thinking that, oh yeah, that looks pretty cool. Yeah, that's pretty. That shirt has a funny inscription on it. That's really funny, And oh look, it's like a quarter of the price that you would usually find it in, because it's on this website here, and so it's really not that expensive. And you never you never have this thought inside your head that, fuck, I don't need that. Looks funny, yeah, that's pretty cool, but do I really need that? Is there a reason why I need to support child slavery and unpaid child labor and the basic violation of human rights, just to buy that t-shirt from this shady website, which makes it all like very seem so attractive and so easy, and oh my god, it's so cool, it's not expensive at all, and look at this funny cat on the t-shirt. Or this can be applied with almost anything that is not fully needed and that comes from shady sources. I'm not gonna try to make this like an anti-consumerism, anti-buying shit online from Shane and from Temu, and just constantly being in that scene of consuming and consuming without actually needing what you're consuming. But in the end, I really want to make a point, because I've seen it in myself, I've seen it in some people close to me. I see it everywhere. And frankly, I don't like that. I don't like the fact that, oh, whenever you just want to buy another t-shirt or anything, whenever you just want to buy some clothes, you just go on Shane, you go on Temu, and you buy these fucking shady products made in China, made in India, made in Pakistan, made in all of these countries, which don't really give a shit about who's working for them. They just give a shit that someone's out there doing manual labor and they're not getting paid. Trust me, bro, they're not getting paid. And they're being exposed to shitty chemicals that basically just ruin their health, just makes them die young, or at least makes their kids look like fucking monsters, because they have genetic malformations and stuff, and at birth they get really bad shit. That's not surprising. I mean, what do you expect from something that, like this really cool t-shirt, this really cool shirt or whatever, this really cool bracelet or stuff that I bought off of Shane for a quarter of the actual price? Thinking to yourself, oh my god, this is really cool. Yeah, it's really, you see, it's here, and it's not that expensive. I could buy it. Yeah, it's all good. Oh, it's pretty cool. And then you just look on there again, and you buy another one, and you buy another one, and before you know it, like without even wanting to, because I'm sure that no one here, nobody that's listening to this, or like most normal human beings, I don't think they want to support child slavery and unpaid manual labor and the violation of basic human rights, just so they can get another t-shirt or another shirt or some underwear that looks just like, that's just cheap. That looks kind of cool, but it's cheap. And by the way, that shit has harmful chemicals in it. Whatever you're buying, the fact that it's so cheap, the fact that it's produced in a place where basically nobody gives a shit about health conditions of the workers or what they're putting in their products. You, especially if you're wearing clothes and underwear and stuff, you're putting fucking harmful chemicals that cause cancer in your body. That's kind of weird, isn't it? I guess that's just a reminder for people out there, you know? I guess I wanted to make this video mostly about just living a simple way of life, and especially just trying to stray as far away from consumerism as possible, and just kind of trying to live off of stuff that you need, and from time to time making yourself happy with something, but not overdoing it. Not to the point where your entire wardrobe is filled with a bunch of clothes that you have got off of some random shady website from sources which it's fucking obvious, by the way. Let's not try to rationalize and be like, oh well, basically if I can buy them here, that means that they have some regulations in place. They don't. Because frankly, people don't care. I'm sure that there's so many reports out there of these basic human rights being violated and people basically working as slaves. Anywhere you look, you can find documentaries on it. It's obvious. Fast fashion, the idea of just buying this stuff so easily and then just throwing it away just as easily, or just buying random shit that you don't need and never wearing it again, or like wearing it every 2 years. What's the point? What's the point in actively supporting this shit? And also, all these clothes, in the end, they kind of go away, but they don't get recycled. Most of them, they just get thrown away, and they just fuck up the planet more. Because in the end, it's not carbon emissions from cars that's actually making the most pollution. It's factories. It's the products that come from factories. It's the fact that most of the factories in countries like China or India or Pakistan, which are so consumer based and so bent on consumerism in general, they don't have any kind of regulations and nobody cares because they can just wave anybody that cares with a lot of money. So you can look into it. This is literally what's making and polluting most of the world. It's factories like this just profiting off of consumerism, profiting off of fast fashion, of people just trying to stay in shape. It's trying to stay in touch with what's new and everything, and funny clothes with cats on them and inscriptions and random shit. I kind of feel like a hypocrite now because I ended up like actually buying like 2 t-shirts, I guess, from Shane at some point. They were so cheap. They were so cheap. I could not expect them to be any cheaper than they were. Like, I was blown away. And now that I think about it, it's just, of course they were so cheap. It's because they're made out of a bunch of toxic materials. Because, the actual materials, the high quality ones, they use for other stuff. And that's why it's more expensive, usually. And I basically just contributed, not a, I mean, you cannot say that a lot because there's billions of people on this earth buying this shit, but I was part of these people. When I bought these 2 t-shirts, I was a small part of this entire movement of consumerism, and I supported it by buying this. And that just makes me feel like a hypocrite. It's like, oh yeah, I don't support, I like any, of course I don't like child labor. Of course I don't like children being forced to work as slaves for basically no money. And they don't get like actual basic human rights while they do that. They're just slaves, literally. Look into it. You can find any documentaries, any kind of reports out there. They're everywhere. Of course I don't support that, but I still buy this stuff. Even though I kind of know that's what they're doing. I mean, yeah, of course, if I didn't know, yeah, but it's just at the back of your mind. You don't really think about it when you see the attractive price, the funny inscription on the t-shirt, or the seemingly good quality. You don't think about it, but you're a hypocrite if you do that. Keep that in mind. If you don't agree with people forced to work for nothing in horrible conditions, then why are you supporting that? And you could say, yeah, my contribution to it is nothing, but that's literally what everyone else is saying. Yeah, my contribution to this whole thing is nothing. Think of a war that's being fought somewhere. If every soldier out there who's fighting that war think of every soldier that would be fighting a war. If every single one says, yeah, it's pointless. I mean, me going out there and just getting shot at or something doesn't really make a difference. Then in the end, there's no more military left. In the end, the country that's being invaded is just invaded because literally all the soldiers there just said, yeah, I give up. My contribution doesn't matter. There's an amount of people out there, an infinity, basically in your mind, but it's not true. You just have this huge amount of people, just minus one, just minus me, and everybody says that. And in the end, that's the same that's happening here. And you're buying all of these horrible things, and it's just seemingly it looks nice. From my own experience, I mean, I don't fucking support this shit. But I still did it because I didn't really think about it because it didn't really come up in my mind at that moment. I just saw the attractive price. I was like, yeah, looks like a pretty funny t-shirt. Cool. Oh well. I guess I'm being a hypocrite talking about this, but there's something called learning from your mistakes. There's something called learning from what you're doing and limiting it. I mean, look, if you really, really want to buy something and it's a lot cheaper to buy from Shane than some fucking random place, and maybe it's not that important. It's like you want to buy. I don't know. I don't even know what to say actually. But just something that's literally just meaningless. And instead of just buying it from this place where it's 100 times more expensive, you can just buy it from this place every once, I don't know, in a long time. That's fine. I mean, you can also imagine that's okay. In the end, I guess it would be the perfect idea. It would be to just not buy anything, to never support it, and nobody does. And in the end, these people can go fuck themselves, and people can actually get basic human rights again and be normal people and not have to work as child slaves. And you can stop putting harmful chemicals on your skin that will make you have cancer in 20 years. But it's, as all things, that's tricky. That's tricky, but I guess an active step that we can take towards just being better human beings in general, and it's not being so hypocritical, is just to heavily limit this, to heavily limit our consumerism, to heavily limit this tendency that we have, and to control ourselves, and to realize when we're buying shit that isn't actually necessary. I mean, yeah, oh my god, it looks so funny, it'll make me happy. For how long? How long will you just feel that strong wave of happiness and I don't know, whatever else positive emotion? Not for long. Maybe every once in a while, when you look at a t-shirt, you'd be like, oh, cool. Is that really worth saying that and knowing that you just supported child slavery by giving them money? I cannot get this example out of my mind, bro. People do that, and I did it too. And I just feel really stupid and shameful about it. So that's why I'm not gonna do it again. That's why I'm not gonna buy fucking stupid clothes that I don't need anymore. That's why I'm not gonna buy random shit that I don't need anymore. I didn't really do that before a lot, but I still do it sometimes. And I guess next time I'll think about it. I'll think about how I can live a life that's true to myself, where I'm not lying to myself about what I'm doing, where I'm not lying about who I am and what I support and what I'm doing. Yeah, you know what? No, If I really wanted to be like a good person and not do that, I wouldn't have bought that shit. But I didn't really think about it then. So that proves that I'm not a great person. But we can all strive to be better. That's basically it. And just in general, next time you think about buying some shit that you think is pretty cool, is pretty funny, think twice. Is it really, really, really worth buying, knowing that you yourself, you contributed, your ass right behind that screen contributed to this, contributed to child slavery and violation of basic human rights. And you did it with a smile on your face. I don't know. I don't know what the right answer is, but I'm fucking sure it's not. I'm sure it's not just continuing to do this shit, bro. Again, if you don't find that shit anywhere else and it's so expensive or something like that, and I don't know, you really, really, really want this thing, and it will make you so, so happy for a long, long time, maybe forever. If it's something that you're absolutely certain of, then go ahead. I mean, I cannot stop you. But if you want to take my words into account, then think about that. I mean, I'm gonna make this a personal promise that I'm just not gonna do this shit again at all, because I just realized I don't really need anything. I'm actually really good where I am right now, and I don't need any of this shit. And I'm not gonna support fucking child slavery anymore. Seems fair enough, right? So if you care about what you're doing, if you don't want to be a hypocrite, you don't want to act like you're all good and nice, and of course I'm not, of course I don't support that, then start acting like it. Then start maybe really thinking about your options right now, and realizing that perhaps there's another option, which is to stop being a hypocrite. We can all make a difference in this world. We can all make a difference, but we have to act like it. Fuck, and if I'm gonna be the only one after this video, and probably, I don't know who else is gonna listen, I'll be happy if people listened, you know, and they realize that, yeah, this is just one of these things that I cannot just say it's just personal. It's your choice, man. I mean, in the end, fully objectively, it's your choice, but morally, ethically, is it really your choice? Is it like do you really support that? Do you really support all of these horrible things that I talked about? That you can also look into, and it's even worse than you imagine, because it's also on your phones, it's everywhere. But bro, if we can just limit it to things that we really don't need, then at least we can make a less shitty impact on this world, and perhaps we can make it better, starting with the people in it, and then the environment and everything else. But I guess we have to make active efforts towards that. I know that you're not going to feel good after this, especially if you're the kind of person that usually goes on Shane and looks for stuff. If you go on Temu, if you go on random websites or in random shitty stores, and you just look for stuff that looks kind of cool and nice and you buy it. I know it sounds fucking shitty. But what's more shitty? Being a hypocrite that supports something fucking horrible, or just letting go of this desire, which is literally built into you by all of these corporations making these stupid ads and making it seem like it's all actually needed. It's not. It's not. It might seem like a fucking crazy conspiracy theory, but fuck it, no. No, bro, you don't need all this shit. You can live a perfectly good life and happy life while not being a hypocrite, while not supporting horrible things that you would never actually admit to supporting like normally. So swallow up your pride, admit that you made a mistake, and stop being a hypocrite. And I'm gonna do that too. I admit, me, this dipshit over here, I made that mistake, and I still do it sometimes. But from now on, I want to make it better. From now on, I don't want to be a fucking hypocrite anymore. I don't know what gifts I'm gonna buy for people, because it was very convenient to just buy random shit from Shane. But no, I'm not doing that shit anymore, bro. If I just have to go and give them a postcard and a happy birthday, and I don't know, try to find something else, I will. But I don't want to be a fucking hypocrite anymore. I don't want to act like I'm a good person and then fucking support all of these horrible things. Doesn't make sense. It's not me, and it's not you either. So that's what I wanted to say. Stop consumerism. Live a simple life with stuff that you actually care about, that you actually need. And you'll actually see that your life will be a lot more calmer, and you'll feel a lot better. You'll actually feel a lot better knowing that you're living up to what you're saying you are. You'll notice that when the things you do align with what you believe, you'll see that life just gets a lot better. Physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, in every single way. Stop being a hypocrite, bro. Good luck.